we go. Well, what'd you guys think of that intro? This is Mike with Ace Cafe Bikes, and as we see night fall on us, I thought maybe we'd do something a little bit different. Now in the past, we've done year-end reviews and kind of a forecast as to what the year should bring. This is going to be a little bit different, but then kind of like that. We're going to intertwine a little bit about what's going on down in the garage, and we're also going to talk about what the future has to bring for 2025. Now we've kind of touched on this here and there, but this is going to be a little bit more concrete, and it's going to be kind of interactive. I'm going to need some comments in this video to let me know if we're on the right track, to keep your guys' attention and to keep you guys engaged. So for now, let's go downstairs and check out what Mike's doing with the GS750 project. Take it away, Mike. Yes. Patience. That's the name of the game today. We got it. Back in. Carbs are set. Engine boots are on. Air box is in. We got the tank chilling out with some water in it. Kind of jostling it up every once in a while. We're going to dump that out. We're going to get that dried and fuel in it. Get the fairing back on, and then, I don't know if you can see that, but brake calipers. The brakes are the culprit on this as well as a lot of other bikes, and we're going to dive into those next time. Back to you, Mike. Today's the day. We've let the tank sit with evaporust in it now for 3 days. I went that extra time because it's so cold. You know, on the instructions it said 65 degrees, and we're nowhere near that. I can still see a lot of caked on rust. Well, let's see what happened to our juice. Ready? Here we go. No. I'll bring you guys over here and you can take a look as well, but it doesn't look really any different actually. There you go. You guys see in there? Way back there again, it's going to be difficult. We should get the scope back out and have you guys take a peek, but it still looks pretty bad. Well, I'm kind of disappointed because there wasn't a lot of chunks that came out, but on the other side, maybe that's good. I mean, you know, it sat with that stuff in there that's supposed to eat the rust away for literally 3 days. And a couple of chunks come out that surface right at the top. I mean, what I think happened is this guy stored this tank with the tank half full. And it's just at that level, everything above just got a real hard surface of rust on it, a nice crust. And I don't know, we're going to throw some water in this and rinse it out, and maybe we'll just run this with the filter. I mean, as you guys saw with the scope, I mean, there's a lot of it that's super clean. It's just literally that little bit on the neck, I'm going to call it, but that's not great. Maybe it's going to be okay. All right, we're outside on a January day. Well, let's get this filled up before we freeze to death. This is this is not easy. Getting it all over me. Yeah, I think we're getting about as much in the tank as we are out of it. Yeah, I can't scratch that off. I mean, it is on there. All right, we're gonna dump this out and do it again. All right, I'm gonna go get some fresh water. As you can see, we do have a little bit of chunking, a little chunky action. All right, second rinse batch coming in. Yeah, still suck. Oh, the wind. Oh, it's so cold. I do know this will be a nice icy patch in a few hours. Yeah, so we're gonna get this filled up. And we're gonna set this in the, oh, my shoes. Just drenching myself. There we go. All the way to the top. There we go. I can't get more full than that. My shoes. One is way worse than the other. The dudes. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Well, here's the sauce that we took out. We got a couple of chunks, but just not a lot. Not a lot of sediment like I thought we were going to get. Maybe that's a good thing. I still think it's kind of rough, but maybe it's going to work. So appreciate you guys. Let me take the time out of the video to show you this update. Back to you, Mike. And we're back down here in the studio, AKA the garage. Now Mike, he's over there busy working on the GS750. We'll check back in with him in a little bit later. He's definitely got his hands full. Patience is definitely the name of the game today. Keep it up, Mike. You're doing a good job. So, 2025, and what does that look like for us? Well, I think this year's theme is going to be adventures. Now, today is quite an adventure as well. And I think that is going to carry through. I've got a couple of things planned. We're just in the beginning works of something that's going to be super, super fun. Collaboration of sorts over across a couple of channels, which is always a good thing. I don't want to disclose too much with that just yet, but that's going to be something that will happen. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. I'm not going to say 100%, but it's about 98% that's going to happen. And you're going to love it. Another thing that I want to do, really concentrate on this year, is I want to bring back the motor vlogs. And what do you guys think of that? We didn't do a whole lot of that last year. We've got the Stratoliner this year, and I think that's going to be fantastic. So I'm looking for topics of discussion, you know, some talking points as we kind of ride around on the bike and see some cool things. With that, I want to do a 500-mile ride in one day in Minnesota. And I kind of got a route kind of planned out, which is going to take us through a lot of different geographical things. Where I live in Minnesota, it's a bit, if you go a couple miles west, it's very square roads and fields. If you go a couple miles east, you're going to hit the Mississippi River, and it's a lot of valleys. If you go north, you're going to be in the metropolitan area of Minneapolis. And if you keep going north, you're going to be bombarded with pine trees and lakes. So we can incorporate all of that in a 500-mile ride, and I think that's going to be really, really fun to do, to kind of showcase our state. Let me know what you guys think of that idea, and when would you like to see that, in the fall or in the spring? Also, in the past, we've tried to do some interviews, which kind of, they start off okay, I got a little bit of steam, and then I either lose interest or I just find it too difficult to be able to convince someone to sit down 15, 20 minutes to kind of chat over a couple of interesting points of how they, you know, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's motorcycles, maybe it's business, maybe it's whatever it is, but just something that's interesting that would draw people in. I think if that sounds interesting to you guys, that's something else that I'd want to continue to do. I think that's really good to kind of build that community interest, that community base, to talk to your fellow friend
I mean, especially if it's in a YouTube realm, right? We're all kind of doing the same thing, semi-competing against each other, but it's not really a competition, so to speak. I read something really interesting the other day when someone's trying to determine if they should start another channel or not. And the consensus was, why not, right? First channel may have something to do with second channel, but maybe not at all. And the way that the guy illustrated it in this article was, it's like watching your TV program, right? You could be the writer, but you have different things going on in both movies or TV shows or whatever you want to call it. You can be a completely different person. I think I would find that hard to do because I'm not an actor. But I have a question for you guys. I have had in the past a very few negative type comments. And I say very few, like very few, and they're generally directed towards shorts. I like making shorts. I think it's very fun. It's entertaining. It does sometimes take just as much time to do those as it does to do long form. So it's not like it's an easy out. Granted, sometimes it is rather easy. It's 10 seconds of something that you saw that was funny and you post it up and give it a whirl. But sometimes they're not. So I have started a second channel. I will post in the description that channel. It's called Locomotive Cycles. It's kind of a play on, I created a t-shirt for the Stratoliner way before I ever owned it. And I thought that'd be kind of neat. So if you guys have noticed, I do have that sweatshirt I wear every once in a while. It says Locomotive on it, and then it says Ace Cafe down on the bottom. So this channel will be a direct push to this channel, Ace Cafe Bikes. And that's where we would run shorts, and then we just do long form here. Now, to be honest, that may be a bit of a challenge for me because, like I said, I do like to do the shorts, but maybe that'd be kind of neat. Keep shorts over here, keep long form over here. So there again, need your guys' help with that as well. Let's go check to see how Mike is. See how he's doing. I think he's on a struggle bus, to be honest, but let's go check in.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys. We had to do a bit of surgery on the fuel line. It was way too hard, way too short, and just would not reconnect. Oh yeah. So we thought we would do a little fuel filter anyway. Let's see if we can get it now. Oh, like magic. Measure how much hose we need. Right about there. All right, so we need it to be just a little bit longer. I'm gonna warm up the whole thing. So excited. Put some fuel in this. The battery is about 90%. I'm a super battery charger. It keeps thinking it's not a battery, so we're just gonna have to go with that. And put some gas in this guy. It's a whopping 3 degrees, 2 degrees, something like that outside. But you know what we might have to do. We get this thing running. Okay, fuel line connected to the fuel filter. Fuel line connected to the petcock. And yes, looks fantastic. As I'm very optimistic here, as you can see, hooking all this stuff up. We're gonna tighten the tank down. Really thinking we're finished with this thing. There we go. I was hoping that would quit before we tried to start this. All right. Give this a quick little polish. There we go. Gas. All right, we got the big jug, but I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. so we don't spill this everywhere. Probably will, but try not to. There she goes. All right. I'm hoping that is roughly about 2 gallons. All right, got our clutch straps. We don't have to hold that in the whole time. That seems rather annoying. Come on, hook. All right, clutch is in. Choke. What are your bets, guys? Place them now. All right, we're gonna go on prime. Ah, you dirty dog. Why? Your battery. Go. Oh. Yes! Come on, girl. Find your spot. All right, we'll let you settle in for a minute. Run for a little while. I haven't done a lot with the carburetor except that idle. She's running about 2,500 RPM off choke. A lot of this is just because it's only like 4 or 5 degrees outside. We gotta let it run for a while though. See if we can't charge up that battery. Give it a try. Oh man, is it cold. All right, we got the idle set down a little bit. We'll go for a little ride through the snow. Second. There it comes. That wind is chilly. All right, I just wanted to get proof that I was actually riding it for you guys. What do you think of that, huh? Rear brake striking now. Here we go. See if we can kill it. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna work. All right, here we go. There we go. Get in a second. Trade hands with the phone. There we go. Look at us go. Woo! This is nice and chilly. Take a quick lap around the neighborhood, see if we can crash or run out of gas. One of the two. Oh, man, I don't know how people ride snowmobiles. This is nuts. Sure glad we got that back tire pumped up. All right, I'm gonna have to trade hands, pull the clutch in. Make sure no one's coming first. All right, oh, we're gonna kill again. Oh no, did we run out of gas? All right. All right, I'm putting you guys in my pocket. I'm getting home. Second, third, woo! 40 miles an hour! Oh boy, that feels good on your face. My brake fell off. Cable tie's busted. It must be too cold or turn too sharp. On the other, back in the pocket, guys. All right, let's go home.
Well, Mike's got himself in a real jam now, doesn't he? I'm sure he'll sort it out. But I wanted to touch base a little bit more about what we got coming in 2025. So we have 8 bikes downstairs right now. I mentioned this again in a previous video, how we're kind of stocked up for the winter. And I think we got a fair amount of bikes that we can kind of work on and keep our interest. But I wanted to reach out to you guys and see if there's something that you wanted to see. Something that a bike of interest that maybe we could track down and we could work on, learn. I mean, that's the premise of this whole channel, is to try to teach ourselves something new. And I've learned a lot in the last few years, and I'm going to continue to learn. So it's the bikes we have downstairs, the ones that you know about. We've got Chase's bike, we've got the Stratoliner, we've got the GS1100, which I think might be next after we get the 750 running. And then we have my the 5 bike is what we call it. It's the one that started this whole channel off. That one's going to get some love, but I think that's going to be closer to spring when we can actually ride it. Then we've got that other cupcake is what we're calling that one, the other GL500 that we're either going to fix up and sell, or we might modify that one to something similar to what we did with my sister, but way more aggressive. I mean, like way more, like rat rod type style, something like that. The 2 bikes that we haven't seen, we picked up here at the end of the year, and those will come. You'll see those in the future. But I will say that one of them is a kickstart, which I never had a kickstart before, so that's kind of interesting. And they're not Suzukis, so that's kind of neat too, which I'm not sure why we have so many Suzukis at the moment, since it seems like we've done a lot with Hondas. But nonetheless, we will always have motorcycles. That's one of the main things that I like to kind of do. I don't want to really say it's flipping bikes, but that kind of is what it is, isn't it? It's we track them down, we try to buy them cheap, we fix the normal things that are broke, and then we sell them and we find something new. I am going to do something very outlandish sometime probably in July that you're going to want to see as well. And yeah, I've got a lot of ideas, and I've got a lot of time to kind of maybe put this together. I mean, we've got a whole year. We're just getting started. We're still in January. But let me know, like I said at the beginning of this, are we on the right track? Are we keeping you guys engaged? Let me know in the comments what you want to see us do. We're open to anything. So let's go wrap this video up. Let's see how Mike does with the GS750. Does he actually get it to run? Let's go check it out. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Take it away, Mike. It's all yours, buddy.
Well, we're not far from home. I can see the house, so I thought it's better safe than sorry catching that brake caliper in the spoke or ripping off the hose. Just more things to fix. But it is so cold. We're having a good time though. It runs, and actually runs kind of good. I'm really happy with it. So we'll get those brakes fixed and we'll have one ready to sell in the spring. Yeah, we got it repaired. So now we either start up or we'll push it home. Well, I'm gonna sit here by the fire for a minute, warm up a little bit. That's what I mean, guys. 2025, we're bringing a lot more adventures. You gotta stick around for this. I mean, seriously, we got the GS750 running. I should have got the fairing back on. That'd have been cool. Oh, those zip ties. God, can you imagine if that came off when I was going 40? Thankfully I didn't, but anyway, we got it home. Started right up when I got up to the top of the hill there. Fixed that brake and we're ready to roll. So, guys, if you like what you see, leave me a comment. Let me know how crazy and stupid I am. If you really like what you see, hit that subscribe button. I mean, there's always going to be more crazy adventures. I'm so cold. We'll see you guys in the next one. 2025. Subscribe.